All right. Oh, I'm going to turn this on. Sorry. I'm just wiggling. Better lighting. I don't know about you guys, but I've been living for the longer days. Truly, what a gift. What a gift. But when it gets dark, these lights we have in our basement do nothing for webinars. Okay, perfect. We are going to dive right in. I'm really excited about this topic tonight. I think understanding therapeutics is so powerful because they do so much to enhance clinical outcomes. And I've seen that in all the years I've been in practice, and then folding them into Eating Elevated, it's just been such a gift. So I just want to start with, what are therapeutics? What is the definition of a therapeutic? And it's related to the healing of disease. It's administered or applied for reasons of health, having an effect on the body or mind, and contributing to a sense of well-being. So it's important to understand that there's different approaches to therapeutics. They're not often called therapeutics, although most people know what it's related to when they hear therapeutics. It's as we were deciphering and as we were building out Eating Elevated and deciding what we wanted to fold in next, I realized that I wanted to make sure people understood that the reason we're having these elements in our practice is not to be like a spa, but related to the healing of dis-ease within the body. We wanted to have a good effect on the body or mind. And these effects are so intentional, and they're so impactful when utilized in the right way. And so we're going to talk about that today. At Eating Elevated, we offer a variety of therapeutics and are always happy to hear feedback on what other people are looking for. We realize there's a realm of therapeutics that we probably have yet to tap into. But what we currently offer is sauna, red light therapy, halo therapy, PEMF, FlowPresso, Ionic foot bath, and new to St. Michael, but one that I'm really excited about is the Vi plate. So let's start to talk about the benefits of each of those on the body. And I'm really going to spend 5 points per slide, 5 points per, I guess, topic on what these things are doing for your health, for your longevity, for restoration, for overall healing, and for what it is to use them in a therapeutic way to enhance your life. And so we're going to first start with my personal favorite, the sauna, or sauna, however you want to say it. Of course, if you talk to a Finnish person, it's sauna. Sauna therapy, intentionally at Eating Elevated, the infrared sauna is one of the most powerful tools for cellular detoxification, regeneration, cellular resilience. It mimics the body's natural response to stress, which is what? A fever, triggering profound biologic shifts that optimize health at the cellular and mitochondrial levels. Just to take a second to talk about that, 2 elements that I love to incorporate into my life regularly, 2 elements that I think were very intentionally designed by God when we get sick, is our appetite suppresses and our temperature increases. And so utilizing both fasting and sauna as a means to detoxify the body in a very intentional way is just mirroring God's design for our body. And I think it's so cool and so intentional when you look into fasting a little bit more in a little bit more detail, how beautiful that is at the cells going internally, sloughing off cells that are weak, damaged, overridden with bacterial or viral elements that shouldn't be there. And so those cells say, hey, it's time to shut that down. It's time to get rid of it. Likewise, with heat therapy or with the sauna, it triggers those biologic shifts for the body to really look inward and say, are the cells that I'm working with healthy? If not, why do I want to keep them around? And so I really love to talk about the sauna. So why do I love the sauna for myself? For reasons for most people know, sauna is great at heavy metal detoxification. Your skin is one of the body's largest detox organs, and a sauna-induced deep sweat eliminates heavy metals, mercury, lead, arsenic, cadmium. It eliminates plastics, BPA phthalates, and pesticides. And they've shown this in sweat scrape analysis. So they'll stick someone in a sauna, they'll have them come out, and then they'll scrape their sweat and analyze their sweat for what different toxins are in it. This heat opens up the cellular detox pathways, and it allows toxins that are stored in fat cells to be excreted and mobilized, meaning you're going to want to make sure your drainage funnel is working when you start to use the sauna. You're going to want to make sure you're pooping regularly when you start to use the sauna, because it's opening up the body's ability to dump toxins into circulation or to kick them out. And so having not only your skin help with that, but making sure your gut is healthy enough to handle that is really, really critical. But it reduces the toxic burden on the liver and the kidneys, allowing for better overall metabolic function. Really smart, so intentional, so brilliant. And it's really cool. A study I often cite, I read about it in Dr. Joseph Pizzorno's book, The Toxin Solution. Sweat scrape analysis after 2 sweaty, keyword sweaty. Sometimes it takes 3 to 4 sauna sessions to be sweating enough. When your mitochondria is weak, it's hard to start sweating right away. So if you get into a sauna and you're not sweating, don't panic. It takes a few sessions for the mitochondria to feel safe enough to begin to start this toxin mobilization, okay? And if after a couple of sessions you're still not sweating, that's usually a sign that you need some sort of liver or methylation support or some sort of mitochondria support, which a practitioner can help you figure out. But this sweat scrape analysis shows after 2 sweaty sauna sessions, the body's excreting cadmium and lead very readily. And cadmium and lead have half-lives in a body of 14 to 16 years in the liver and kidneys. The way half-life works is you have a toxic load, you ingest that toxic load, and it's not like food where it digests. Your body has to process it through phase 1 and phase 2 liver detoxing. And so from phase 1 to phase 2 is generally more volatile, and then it goes to phase 2, which then the body feels safe enough to excrete. Even after that point, it still takes time to offload that toxic burden. And so it takes to get that 1 volume of ingested cadmium, whatever it may be, from 20 to 10 can take 14 years in your liver and 16 years in your kidneys. Whereas in a sauna, 2 sessions, it's starting to kick out. So in the world we live in, I think it's so important to utilize a sauna to help with that cellular detoxification, lowering that toxic burden, and thus supporting your mitochondrial energy. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cells, and it's really important to know that if you're not taking care of your mitochondria, your cells are not functioning well. So heat stimulates the mitochondria, again, that powerhouse, to produce more ATP, which is energy. So if any of you have taken a biology class or taken a chemistry, this is chemistry, and have seen the Krebs cycle, how the body converts different, derivatives of glucose or sugar or protein, turning it into sugar, into energy for the body. It's taking a glucose molecule and it has to turn it into something the body can use for gasoline. And that is what ATP is. So the heat stimulates the mitochondria to do this faster, to produce more energy, and it leads to better cellular function and repair. It's boosts or stimulates the PGC1 alpha, which is a key regulator of mitochondrial biogenesis, meaning it helps create new mitochondria. It's essential for longevity and disease prevention. If you can make something new and slough off what's old and get rid of what's old, you're going to just run better. The gears are not going to wear as quickly in the machine that is your body. And it leads to higher energy levels, improved metabolism, and greater cellular efficiency. And you guys, as I go through this, if you do have any questions, please just drop them in the question and answer, the Q&A. Like I said, I don't think you can use the chat, but you can use the Q&A if you have those questions. Another really neat element of the sauna is it triggers this heat shock proteins, HSPS, and cellular repair. So this is like the sauna version of autophagy is kind of how I equate it in my brain, or looking inward. What do I have? Is it healthy enough, or do I need to get rid of this? Saunas trigger the production of heat shock proteins, which repair damaged proteins and prevent misfolded proteins from accumulating. These misfolded proteins are a major factor in neurodegenerative diseases. So I put Alzheimer's here. But degenerative diseases can be your Parkinson's, Huntington's disease. It's not saying that this is going to cure them, but it's saying we're going to prevent these misfolded proteins, these broken proteins from accumulating and causing more inflammation and oxidative stress within the brain. These heat shock proteins protect against oxidative stress, they reduce inflammation, and they promote cellular resilience under stress. This slows aging at the cellular level by preventing DNA and damage and enhancing protein function. So it's just allowing the body to slough off what shouldn't have begun in the first place. There's always a root cause to those things. But if you can utilize the sauna as a way to prevent that inflammatory response in the brain and use these heat shock proteins to get rid of these misfolded proteins in the brain, think of how much less gunk you're going to be up against and going to be dealing with, and what a gift that is for your body. Obviously, there are cardiovascular and circulatory benefits. So the sauna, the heat from the sauna increases nitric oxide production, which improves blood flow, oxygen delivery, and nutrient transport to cells. It mimics the effect of exercise by increasing heart rate, vasodilation. That's why when we're sauning, we get more red, we get more blotchy. That heat vasodilates, improves circulation, and increasing the rate at which your red blood can circulate through your body. And it also enhances red blood cell production, which supports the overall oxygenation and endurance at the cellular level. It's strengthening your blood. It's strengthening the way at which your blood can function, the way at which it can form, and the way at which it can get rid of blood cells that might not be as healthy, which is really cool. There are some contraindications. So whenever you're working with someone looking at purchasing a sauna, something like that, it's not always supported with certain cardiovascular conditions. While it can be a benefit to your cardiovascular system, if you're dealing with certain cardiovascular conditions, please make sure to consult a doctor or talk to someone who might know those contraindications. And then the immune system. I mean, the sauna is so good for your immune system. It's so funny. And Stacy Brusca, I don't think she's on here and would probably kill me if I say this, but she always tells people, like, if you have a fever, don't go in the sauna. And I'm like, if I have a fever, I am going in the sauna and I'm going to break this fever faster. Because what happens with that heat is it induces a temporary increase in white blood cells. It strengthens the immune function. It reduces inflammation, which is a key driver of not only aging disease, but any disease. So if you're able to reduce inflammation and increase white blood cells, you're going to heal faster. Now do this at your own risk. I risk it all the time. It increases growth hormone and longevity associated genes supporting tissue repair and regeneration. So this is such a beautiful, beautiful, easy way to sweat out toxins. And then in the meantime, you're doing all of these things in the background. The regular sauna usage supercharges cellular health by not only enhancing detoxification, but it's really working with your mitochondria to optimize function, repair and remove damaged proteins, improve circulation, and again, reduce inflammation. It's science-backed. I mean, there's been so many studies done, not only on saunas, wet saunas, infrared saunas, people who use saunas all year long, such as over in Finland. Did you know in Finland, women give birth in saunas? Now, I'm not that big of a sauna fan, but just a little fun fact, at least historically they had. And it's just such a beautiful way to heal the body naturally with God's given ability that he's gifted us for doing this. So a best practice for the sauna is 3 to 5 times a week, and hydrating well with electrolytes. Pair it with cold therapy if it's at the right time in your cycle to do it, for maximum contrast therapy benefits, or you can pair it with grounding. So warm sauna and then do PEMF, or warm sauna and then go outside. Such a good way to regulate, to detoxify, and to regulate the body. So if you have any questions about sauna, toss them in. Otherwise, we're trucking right along to PEMF. So as I was putting this together, you guys, I will tell you super transparently, PEMF is my most underutilized secret weapon. I think the PEMF is so powerful, and it's honestly often, unfortunately, one that I forget about. And there's so many amazing studies done on PEMF. You could just go to Google Scholar and look PEMF therapy. It's a science-backed tool for cellular repair, cellular and energy production, and just resilience as a whole. The way it works is it delivers low frequency electromagnetic pulses, PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic fields, so that you can mimic the Earth's natural magnetic field. So it's essentially grounding, and it's allowing your cells to recharge, optimizing their function at a very deep and intentional level. And I really think what's tough about PEMF is people can lay on the PEMF mat and not necessarily feel anything. And that can be, it's not as beneficial feeling as the sauna. It's not as beneficial feeling as the red light. But what we don't feel is also, I'm surrounded right now. I have my phone, I have lights, I have my computer, I have a Wi-Fi router. I don't feel all of those EMFs, electromagnetic fields, that are coming off of these elements that are not natural, causing oxidative stress and damage. They can raise blood sugars. So even though I can't feel those, it doesn't mean they're not doing anything. Just like maybe you don't necessarily feel the PEMF, it doesn't mean it's not helping with grounding and cellular recharge. So let's talk about that. So top thing that PEMF does, cellular recharge and ATP, again, energy that your body can utilize production. Every cell operates at an ideal voltage. And when this drops due to, again, toxins, stress, inflammation, illness, etc., cells become dysfunctional and fatigued. The PEMF mat or PEMF therapy restores optimal cellular voltage, allowing for better energy production as well as communication between cells. It stimulates the mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell, to increase energy output, which is enhancing healing, metabolism, and overall vitality. There are so many benefits. There are different types of pulsed rates that you can use. So if you come into Eating Elevated and you tell our amazing front end, like, hey, I'm dealing with this, they can find the right pulse for you, which is also just amazing and so cool. It also aids in detoxification and nutrient absorption. So it's not as active at aiding in detoxification as like a sauna where you're sweating out toxins. But another way to detoxify effectively is to put enough good in that your body is smart enough to kick the bad out. And that's how PEMF works. It improves cell membrane permeability, allowing toxins to exit the cells more efficiently. One of the biggest things I talk to people about now in practice is just inflammatory foods like sugar and seed oils and dyes that cause cell membrane rigidity, and they literally trap toxins in a cell. It makes it so much harder for the crap that should be getting out of the cell to leave and exit. So PEMF has been shown to improve this permeability, allowing those toxins to leave without necessarily changing diet, although you should still change your diet because there's a reason why those cell membranes are struggling with their permeability, and you need to find the root cause of that. But in the meantime, PEMF can really help with it. It enhances absorption of oxygen, water, and nutrient, leading to deeper cellular hydration and nourishment. So such an easy way with that permeability to get the bad out, to get more good in. And this helps reduce inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which are linked to aging and chronic disease. So what an easy way to just supercharge your cells in such a simple, relaxing, and intentional way. It also helps with inflammation and tissue repair. So this is huge. I think one thing that athletes are really underutilizing is PEMF therapy because it is increasing microcirculation. It's improving oxygen delivery and nutrient delivery to injured or stressed cells. It can help enhance recovery if you're doing some really intense training. It stimulates the release of nitric oxide, which again reduces inflammation and promotes tissue repair. It enhances circulation. And it speeds up muscle recovery, joint repair, and wound healing. It makes it a key therapy for arthritis, chronic pain, as well as injuries, or just high performance athletes or people running at a really high functioning level. Then we have the way it helps the nervous system and brain support. So it helps balance that autonomic nervous system, something we work with often at EE, gas pedal, brake pedal, car. It helps balance that autonomic nervous system, shifting the body into parasympathetic mode, which is that rest, digest, repair, down-regulating mode. And that's just absolutely critical for healing. Oftentimes, so many of us are stuck with our gas pedal on, and not just on, but like full bore to the wall. And so if we can help let the gas off as well as put the brake on, it allows for that deeper, more intentional cellular repair and recovery and puts the body into a mode where it's able to heal. It helps enhance brain function, focus, and cognitive health by improving the nerve communication and decreasing nerve inflammation. And studies have shown it supports mental health by reducing anxiety, depression, and stress-related disorders. I think so much of that has to do with the combination of not only enhancing brain function, but getting you into healing rest mode and then decreasing that neural inflammation. It's just amazing. Again, the therapeutics are great. There's always a root cause. So when you can piggyback them together with a really specific program for your stressors and then add this in on top of it, oh my gosh, boom, baby. Watch yourself heal. And then finally for this one, longevity, bone health. Women need to understand the importance of PEMF for bone health and overall resilience. So PEMF therapy increases osteoblast activity, promoting bone density and strength. I have so many women, especially in the northern countries we live in, North Country, where because of the lack of vitamin D or increasing amounts of synthetic vitamin D dosing and not taking it properly, like with magnesium or calcium or with a fat, you're stealing from your own bones and you're demineralizing your own bones. And with PEMF, you can really, I was looking into the studies a little bit more, and there are some studies that show that it can reverse it, but there are fewer studies on that. And they say you can't reverse it. There are more studies linking it to the preventative element of it. Like it's going to prevent your bones from deteriorating in the first place. So the younger that you can start on this, especially as women, because we have way more issues with bone density, the better. It supports immune function by optimizing cellular communication, reducing that systemic inflammation, and it prevents premature aging by maintaining cellular energy levels and reducing that oxidative damage. So it's increasing that nutrition. It's increasing the body's ability to have good in the cells, get bad out of the cells, and therefore decreases oxidative damage. So it really is helping recharge and revitalize the cells, making them more efficient at detoxing, absorbing nutrition, repairing tissues, producing energy, communication. It's an essential tool for healing, recovery, longevity, and helping the body operate at its highest God-given potential, which I truly believe. So the best practice for the PEMF is actually daily use for 20 to 30 minutes. Pairing it with grounding or hydration for enhanced effects. Hydration, you'll see with any of these therapeutics, the more hydrated you are with good water and good salt and good minerals or electrolytes, it's going to further enhance what any of these therapies can do for you. And again, following it, utilizing it after a sauna or after red light with infrared can just be such a powerful protocol for really enhancing cellular optimization, healing, recovery, and outcomes. So really cool. So on to the next. I'll keep trucking along. I'm gonna take a drink quick. This is one of my favorites, red light. I love red light therapy. I actually have a massive red light, like right here. I'm touching it. So red light therapy is, I would say, really catching stride. I'm seeing it more and more on social media, which is great, but a lot of people don't understand the why behind it. They just are like, I would love to get a red light. I'd love to win a red light. I would love to whatever. So red light therapy is also known as photobiomodulation, PBM. And so if you look up scientific studies on it, that's what you're going to want to look up. And it is backed by the studies that show that specific wavelengths of red and near infrared light can be utilized in conjunction to energize cells, repair tissue, reduce inflammation, and slow aging. It works by penetrating deep into the skin and the tissues, stimulating the mitochondria, again, the powerhouse of the cell, to produce more ATP or energy and fuel the powers that every cell needs within the body, fuel the energy that every cell needs within the body. So let's unpack that a little bit. Again, mitochondrial activation, cellular energy production. Red and near infrared light stimulate the cytochrome C oxidase in the mitochondria, just a specific type of oxidase, to boost ATP cellular production. This enhances cellular function, tissue repair, regeneration, and leads to faster healing and better overall performance. better overall performance. More energy at the cellular level means less fatigue, improved metabolism, and greater resilience to stress and aging. So are you guys catching on to the trend of the therapeutics? Decreased inflammation, increased ATP production, increased health of the mitochondria. That is the core of good health. And it's so important to recognize that it is literally just that simple. But without these therapeutics, we are just inundated with so many toxins that make it hard for our cells to do it. So as I was working in the shed, doing nutrition response testing out of the shed, and I had these recommendations I would make to clients, and they would get them and begin to utilize them in their home, I saw such a very vast difference in people's ability to heal and be well when they were doing these types of therapeutics versus when they weren't. And so as we designed and built out the current Eating Elevated space, I knew I had to add them in because I knew it wasn't practical. It's not practical for someone to be able to afford a $5,000 big red light or a $5,000 sauna. It's not always practical, but it had to be an option. It has to be an option. And we have found almost all my practitioners, if their clients are utilizing these and utilizing them consistently, what a difference it makes for their healing and what an impact it has on their healing. So again, back to it, like deep detoxification and inflammation reduction, so critical for health, so critical for prevention and longevity. By utilizing the red light, you're increasing blood flow and lymphatic drainage. That near infrared is a little bit different of a wavelength of infrared than you're going to find in most of our saunas, and most of them are far infrared. The near infrared is a little bit more potent, and there are some controversial studies out there about it. So I think shorter duration for near infrared is important, but pairing it with the red light, it's moving the lymph more efficiently. It's helping the cells then detoxify more efficiently, and it's improving the elimination of metabolic waste. So red light for your metabolism is so good. It reduces oxidative stress by lowering inflammatory cytokines, which are a key factor in chronic diseases, autoimmune disorders, and aging. Just so inflammatory. And it supports the detox pathways in the liver, the skin, the lymph. It makes it an essential tool for whole body healing because it's working on that whole drainage funnel. One kind of quick tip is that I have some clients that will buy like red light, like little red lights. We have them at Eating Elevated now too, Mito Red, little red lights. They put the red light, they put castor oil on their belly button, and then they take their little red light and they put it over their belly button if they're feeling constipated or if their drainage funnel is not working well. And it almost always helps with a bowel movement. So quick, like by the morning, I shouldn't say so quickly, but it's a less aggressive way to approach getting the bowel moving by utilizing red light and by utilizing castor oil, which I love. Skin and collagen production, lots of anti-aging benefits with red light. That's why we see those red light masks on social media, everywhere. So how that works is it stimulates fibroblasts to produce collagen and elastin, which those are the two elements for anti-aging, skin elasticity, hydration, wound healing, etc. So it's not even just great for anti-aging and keeping your elastin where you want it to be to prevent wrinkles, but it also helps rebuild. If someone's dealing with chronic skin issues, I love the red light as an option for them. It helps reduce fine lines, wrinkles, scars. It makes it again, a powerful anti-aging therapy, and accelerates the healing of eczema, psoriasis, acne, sun damage. It promotes that healthy cell turnover and sloughing off what should not be there. So again, there's always a root cause to eczema, psoriasis, acne, and sun damage, but red light is helping with that cellular detoxification. It's helping the body get healthier cells in the place of those unhealthy cells for recovery and rejuvenation. So then we have muscle recovery, joint pain, or joint health and pain reduction. One thing I often see when I'm scrolling on Instagram is that red light therapy is like a natural pain reliever. It's like a natural Tylenol. And I would totally agree. And why that is because it's enhancing not only circulation, but microcirculation to areas that need it. And it's helping bring oxygen to those areas of the body. That's what circulation does. Red blood delivers oxygen to various parts of your body. So it can speed up muscle repair, recovery after workouts. Again, red light and PEMF for young athletes, so amazing, so profound. And yes, you can utilize the smaller red lights for that. That's great. But I don't think there's anything as good for your body as a full body red light, because what the full body red light is doing is it's from tip to toe. It is improving the circulation to your body as a whole, right? Because the whole body is facing the red light, and then you flip over and you get the whole body again. Whereas with a smaller red light, it's increasing circulation to a very specific area, which is still good and it's still so helpful. But you see the difference, right? Whole body circulation, whole body repair versus isolated repair, circulation, etc. It can reduce joint pain and stiffness, again, by improving that blood flow and reducing inflammation, also enhancing the healing with that elastin of the cartilage. It's helping with the tendons and ligaments with that circulation as well. And it supports arthritis relief and tissue regeneration, making it highly effective for chronic pain conditions. So many people find so much relief with red light therapy and pain. It's so beautiful. It's so cool. And then finally for this one, brain health, mood, nervous system regulation. I've put so many people in front of a red light when they are not sleeping, when their circadian rhythm is so off that they can't downregulate to fall asleep. That's because we are so inundated with blue light. I'm looking at a blue light on my computer. I had a blue light on my phone. I actually forgot to grab, because I got home a little later than I thought I would, my blue light blocking glasses that I normally wear for the later webinars, because we're so inundated by blue light, and blue light is naturally put off by the sun, and blue light gets a bad rap. It's not horrible for you, but it's horrible for your circadian rhythm if you're being exposed to it after the sun is out. Like, it's dark out there. And so my brain, what my eyes are telling my brain is like, it's still daylight as I'm looking at all these screens. It's still light out, when that's not true. So red light can really help reset the circadian rhythm, because it's talking to the brain. It's talking to the nervous system through the optic nerves. So it increases brain-derived neurotrophic factors, BDNF, a key protein for neural growth, memory, cognitive function, decreasing cognitive inflammation, etc. It helps reduce anxiety and depression by balancing those neurotransmitters in the brain, improving brain oxygenation, and it supports the nervous system by promoting calm and focus and better sleep by regulating melatonin production, because it's shutting down that constant blue light that you're exposed to. So bottom line, red light therapy is a powerful non-invasive tool that optimizes cellular energy, detoxification, healing, and longevity by putting, again, good into the body. You're putting good in to get the bad out. It enhances recovery, reduces inflammation, promotes skin health and repair, and it supports brain function as well, aligning with the body's God-given ability to heal and thrive naturally. So best practice, if you have a small red light, using it daily for 5 to 10 minutes per area with that near infrared. For a far infrared, 10 minutes both sides daily, and you're going to feel great. So I use the red light almost every single day, and I'm obsessed with it. And I can tell the days that I don't. As soon as I hop off of this, I'm going to turn to my right. I'm going to walk on my walking pad, and I'm going to do my red light, and I'm going to feel much better for it. So really so important. And it's such a well utilizable, easy enhancement with the PEMF and or sauna for complete cellular regeneration. So I do have a question in the Q&A before I go to the vibe plate. When looking to buy a sauna for your home, what are things to keep in mind or to look for? Anything to avoid? Specific trustworthy brands? Such a good question. My top priorities in a sauna are never only near infrared for a sauna. You want to sit in there longer, and you don't want that only near infrared exposure for that long. It's not like it's dangerous. It's just not penetrating as deeply as a far infrared. So I like a combo, or I really prefer far infrared only for a sauna. I think it's hitting something different than the red light is doing. So it's bringing something different to the cellular detox table. I like High Tech Health a ton. That's probably my favorite brand, just after really digging in. Other brands that I have and really like, I have my own Sunlighten sauna. You can kind of see it back here. It's a Solo Dome at home, and we have a Sunlighten and a High Tech at Eating Elevated. Clear light saunas are also good, but that's probably on my top 3, the third. So first, High Tech Health, second, Sunlighten, third, Clear light. And then I always look for low to no EMFs. Absolutely critical. If you're going to be sitting in a box, You don't want to be sitting in a box getting infrared and EMF pass. So, when you're thinking about getting a sauna for your home, think about practicality. Think about what's going to work for you. When I was first looking at a sauna, I, of course, wanted a nice walk-in sit-in sauna. How nice is that? It's dreamy. And then I'm like, practically speaking, at the time I had 3 kids. And I'm like, I don't have time to wait an hour for it to warm up. And I don't want to pay extra to have an electrician come and get this ready to, plug in. So I went with the Solo Dome because it's mid, so it's both near and far infrared. Most with a heavier conjunction on the far, heavier concentration on the far. It has light therapy, although we lost the remote, so that's not very helpful. And it just plugs into a normal outlet. Those were like check, 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 and it heats up within 15 minutes. So fast for life on the go. I was really nervous when I bought it because it was like, $3,000. I'm like, am I going to use this? Am I going to use this every day? Or is it going to be $3,000 that I spend and then don't use? But we use it all the time. And I'm obsessed with it, and my kids use it as well. So I hope that's helpful. If there's any other questions that are lingering with that, please, please, please drop them in again. Okay, let's talk Viplate because this one's fun. This is new to EE, and you can kind of see it in the background, but you just put your feet on and it shakes you good. Vibration plate therapy, also known as whole body vibration, is another studied method that uses rapid micropulses of mechanical vibration to stimulate cellular energy, circulation, lymphatic drainage, muscle activation, and support bone density. Again, so women, pay attention. Originally, it was developed for astronauts to combat bone density and muscle loss, but it is a powerful therapy that a lot of us now use for detoxification, recovery, metabolism, longevity, etc. So let's talk about it. Cellular activation and mitochondrial stimulation. Vibrations cause the rapid muscle contractions. You kind of have to focus as you're doing this. It activates deeper twitched muscle fibers, stimulating ATP production in the mitochondria of those cells. So this is like a deeper burn, which is really cool. This increases cellular energy output, and it leads to better oxygenation, enhanced detoxification, faster tissue repair. It improves the circulation to the cellular level, getting circulation to areas that might not get it. And it ensures that those nutrients are delivered efficiently to every part of the body. Again, following trend. It's so good. I think this is probably what it's most well known for is lymphatic drainage and detoxification. So that whole body vibration stimulates the lymphatic system, flushing out toxins, metabolic waste, and excessive fluids from the tissues. This is a very active therapeutic. So if you're not pooping every day, don't do it. And this is one where you might want to take a binder for it. It reduces inflammation, supports immune function, and prevents stagnation, which breeds sickness, in my opinion. It's such a key for whole body detoxification. And they've seen that it helps in urine and with the excretory system, eliminate heavy metals, plastics, which is a huge, huge thing right now, environmental toxins that are stored in fat cells and in the lymph, promoting a cleaner, healthier system. So how cool is that? Like a shake up to really wake up the detox system. It's great, again, for bone density, joint health, and osteoporosis, which, I mean, right away, it might seem a little aggressive, but the more that you can flex the bone's abilities to be robust and resilient, the more they're going to step up to the job. So it, again, enhances the osteoblast activity, promoting stronger, more dense bones and reducing that risk of osteoporosis again. It improves joint flexibility and circulation to those joints and improving synovial, which I practice saying, and I'm sure I did wrong, fluid production for healthier movement. And it helps prevent bone loss in aging adults, supporting the injury and recovery elements by strengthening the bone, not only the bone, but the connective tissue as well. So all of the things in between. So I just think that's so, so cool. Again, we're dealing with this chronic disease issue of osteoporosis, osteopenia, all of these things in women, especially postmenopausal women. This is such a great tool for prevention that we really should tap into as soon as we possibly can. Muscle activation, strength, and metabolism boost. So my first exposure to a Viplate was at one of those state fair, shows, like the vendor booths, where they're like, lose 30 pounds with the Viplate. And I was still in college. I'm like, that is such a lie. What lies they're telling? But actually, now that I do what I do, when you look at the benefits of the Viplate for the lymphatic system, but then as well as like those deep twitch muscle fibers, the cells that maybe aren't getting attention, I kind of believe it, especially if someone's holding on to a ton of junk in their lymph and a ton of toxins in their body and they don't move their lymph. What an easy and effective way to start. Now, this doesn't replace regular exercise, but it's a good option. So muscle activation, strength and metabolism boost, it's engaging those fast twitch muscle fibers, leading to improved tone, strength, and endurance. It increases your metabolic rate, helping the body burn more calories and even fat, studies have shown. Enhance, which fat is what? Stored toxins and stored excess hormones. So if you're pooping every day and you can hop on a Viplate and start to shake some of this crap out, yeah, you're going to burn some fat. But it burns more calories, studies have shown, even after use. And it enhances muscle recovery and repair, reducing soreness and stiffness post-workout because you're moving that body, you're draining out some of that lactic acid, you're really, really supporting healing to the core of those muscles, to the deep root of those muscles. And then it also helps your nervous system, which is something that I was actually really surprised to learn. I got it for all the other reasons. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is kind of surprising. So that vigorous activity is still, because it's low impact, allowing for a rest and digest type of parasympathetic enhancement, which reduces stress, promotes relaxation, allows for more passive detox process, which the body really, like the parasympathetic thrives on passive detox. That's why we do it while we sleep. So it's really cool. It stimulates neuroplasticity and brain function, improving focus, coordination, and balance. And it helps regulate cortisol levels, which I'm all about, making it a powerful tool for managing stress, anxiety, mental clarity, decreasing blood sugars, etc. So it's efficient, it's low impact, and it's easy. We tacked it on with a red light at EE. So look at all the benefits you're getting between those two. But it's not only good for cellular energy and detoxification. I love that it helps with bone strength, muscle strength, circulation, and then that nervous system and brain function. It's so cool. So it's such a simple way to stimulate healing and recovery, longevity. So cool. God knew what he was doing when he designed our bodies. Best practice for this is to use it daily for at least 15 minutes a day. You can do it barefoot for more of a grounding effect. You can pair it with deep breathing for core stimulation, and pelvic floor stimulation, which is really good. And again, hydration. You're going to be moving a lot. So pairing this with adequate water intake, or you're going to be shaking a lot out. So staying hydrated and taking a binder for this could be hugely, hugely helpful to really enhance its benefits. So easy. My heads up. My next giveaway is a Viplate, which I'm really excited about. Okay, one of my absolute favorite therapeutics. We only have 1, 2, 3 more. Is the FlowPresso. Love the FlowPresso. It's cutting edge. It's a full body therapy. It combines compression, deep pressure stimulation. If any of you have ever experienced it, it's like sitting in a big blood pressure cuff, but not scary. And far infrared heat for lymphatic activation that promotes cellular detoxification, relaxation, energy, and renewal. It's created in New Zealand. It's a holistic and non-invasive therapy that supports the natural healing mechanisms of the body to enhance circulation, decrease inflammation, optimize mitochondrial function. It just is a game changer too for parasympathetic healing and emotional healing. It's so cool. So let's start to unpack that. Cellular detoxification and lymphatic drainage. So again, it's utilizing compression therapy. If you've sat in it, it squeezes you very gently from the legs to the torso to the arms, and then it releases. It is essential for moving the lymph, and it does it in such a way that allows for really intentional lymphatic movement and flow. It removes toxins, waste, and even excess fluid. The far infrared heat enhances circulation and metabolic function, which helps detoxify at the cellular level. And it supports organ function, especially the liver and kidneys, by increasing the elimination of heavy metals, plastics, and other stored toxins. We have found that the foot and flow is one of our best combinations at eating elevated. So you do the FlowPresso and then you do a foot bath, and the amount of crap you see leave is just outstanding. It's great for mitochondrial support and energy production. It reduces inflammation. It improves circulation. It's improving oxygen flow. It optimizes mitochondrial function, by doing that and increases ATP. So again, are you catching a trend? When there's movement, there's blood flow, and there's life. That's why they call it lifeblood. But this blood flow brings oxygen, which allows for healing and allows for increased cellular production. It helps combat cellular fatigue, supporting faster recovery, deeper sleep, and better endurance with that flow of both lymph and blood. It reduces oxidative stress, preventing premature aging and improving overall vitality. I love what it does for the nervous system. I think it's immensely powerful. It's a powerful tool for the nervous system. They did some studies on this FlowPresso when it was in New Zealand, and they found that within 2 minutes of being in the FlowPresso mode, the body is in parasympathetic mode. 2 minutes. This is something where people work their lifetime to get their parasympathetic nervous system kicking up and working actively. And within 2 minutes of the FlowPresso, no matter how high stress a person deemed themselves before stepping in, their body was able to shift into a deeper healing mode. So this deep pressure stimulation, this very gentle but deep pressure stimulation, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, shifting the body into rest and repair mode, which reduces cortisol level. It promotes a state of calm, emotional balance, and deep relaxation. And this obviously supports better sleep, reduced anxiety, better blood sugars, mental clarity, so many things just by optimizing that nervous system. The one thing that I really love about the FlowPresso is that it also works with that deep pressure stimulation on the fascia network, which is where our body holds on to stored memories and stored trauma. I've done talks on fascia before. I encourage you to find them. I won't go into too much detail here, but when you can use deep pressure stimulation, very gentle but intentional pressure to stimulate the fascia, it's not aggressive. It's just like the 30-minute hug you didn't know you needed. It's allowing the body to feel safe enough to relax that fascia network that becomes tight and rigid with emotions, with trauma, with suppressed emotions, and or with trauma you've experienced, that when your hippocampus down regulates, your mind doesn't remember. But the way God designed our body is the fascia still does. And so the body still does, and the fascia is what does it, because the fascia is what is connected to the nervous system. So this deep pressure stimulation says, hey, fascia, I'm here, but you're safe. And that fascia starts to release. And with that release, sometimes those memories come flooding back. So the FlowPresso can be an emotional experience for people, but it's in general a very safe one. And you'll remember things where you're like, why am I thinking about that? Well, the body remembers. And for anyone who doesn't know a lot about that, I really encourage the book, The Body Keeps the Score. It's such a great book. It just is so beautiful how God really intentionally designed our bodies. So it's obvious, like I've mentioned, circulation, it's so circulation supportive, as well as microcirculation, which is all, not just your big circulatory patterns, all the little ones in between, and delivers oxygen and nutrients to the tissues for faster healing and regeneration. It reduces chronic inflammation, which is at the root of nearly every modern disease. And it supports the heart health by improving that blood flow and reducing that stagnation of the body. When you can reduce the toxins in the lymph as well, it's supporting that dumping of the lymph into the heart, which then gets into circulation, and it's how the lymph detoxifies. You're lessening the load on the heart as well. And then finally, it is just so great for recovery, pain relief, and longevity. So because of that heat, because of that compression and then relaxation, it alleviates muscle soreness, joint pain, and stiffness. This makes it an excellent therapy for athletes, as well as chronic pain sufferers or those healing from injuries. It enhances the body's natural repair process, making it a powerful tool for post-surgical recovery, as long as you get the okay, and overall tissue healing. And then it supports anti-aging by reducing inflammation and improving skin elasticity by just supporting, again, that circulation, optimizing cellular function. It's just a powerful multifunctional therapy device. The other thing I think I failed to mention, did I say it? Is it also has that PEMF therapy built in. So it's grounding you as you do all of this. I mentioned it, but I didn't talk about it too deeply. So while you're getting all of these amazing circulatory benefits, you're also getting that PEMF therapy, which is helping with all of those microcirculation, anti-inflammatory, cellular health, regeneration, etc. So FlowPresso is like the best of all worlds, really. But it's detoxifying while restoring energy, reducing stress while promoting resilience. It's just this beautiful synergistic combination of safety and security within healing that I love so much. So actually the best way to use the FlowPresso if you can is at least once, maybe twice per week. It's going to help optimize detoxification, promote relaxation, make sure you're hydrating well, again, before and after that heat, that circulation, any detoxification you're going to do, you're going to want to hydrate. But pair it with an ionic foot bath or a sauna, and man, oh man, get the junk out of your body. Your body wants to heal, and the FlowPresso will help it. And our next thing is halotherapy or salt therapy. I love salt therapy. I'm a big fan. It's actually been a therapy since Roman times, ancient Roman times, but it's dry salt therapy. So the premise of it is it's a natural therapy that utilizes micro-ionized, micro-ground particulate of salt to support respiratory health, detoxification, decrease inflammation, balance the immune function, and promote grounding of the body. The antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory purposes of the salt work at the cellular level to promote oxygenation, deep lung cleansing, whole body healing. I love it. I tell people for your mental health, it's like a day at the beach when you go to the salt cave. When you leave and you're like, oh, I just feel so good. I feel so connected to myself and I feel connected to my surroundings. The salt cave has the same effect of it as that. It's the salt in the air that does it. So let's talk about ways that can help with detoxification and respiratory health. And this is a huge, I mean, a lot of people jump to the salt cave because they know its benefits for your respiratory system. Inhaled salt particles break down mucus and they clear respiratory pathways. They're decreasing inflammation, allowing for deeper oxygenation, detoxification. The salt is naturally antimicrobial. So it's also helping decrease the effect of inflammatory bugs in the body as well. Salt is a negatively charged ion. For those of you that took chemistry, you know, Na negative, Cl positive, they always end up together, sodium chloride. So salt is the negatively charged ions, which attracts positively charged toxins. And so it helps pull heavy metals and pathogens out of the body, removing them from the body. It clears pollutants, including mold spores and allergens from the lungs, reducing the toxic burden of the body. So this can be a great option if you're living in mold and you're like, I don't know when I'm going to get out. Well, let's start doing some salt therapy and seeing how that can really help your body. Mitochondrial support and oxygenation. It enhances lung function, increasing oxygen intake and delivery into every cells. Again, essential for ATP production. It improves circulatory efficiency, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients reach tissues for faster healing and recovery. And it helps optimize mitochondrial function, reducing the oxidative stress and cellular fatigue that your body is holding on to, all just by sitting and relaxing in a salt cave. What a dream. Salt is so anti-inflammatory. So it's so intentionally beautiful at how well it is going to help your brain and your nervous system, but I'll talk about that. It has the natural anti-inflammatory properties, which includes the ability to reduce inflammation in the sinuses, the lungs, the skin. It creates a hostile environment for bacteria, fungi, and viruses, again, helping prevent and combat infections. It supports immune function by enhancing white blood cell activity, strengthening the body's natural defense mechanisms. So like kids in the salt cave, you guys, bring your kids to the salt cave, especially if they're dealing with all the gunk going around. Skin health, this is another huge one. Skin health and cellular regeneration, that antibacterial effect and pH balancing effect of salt help clear the skin, helping with acne, eczema, psoriasis. It's such a great option. It actually enhances skin hydration and stimulates cellular renewal, improving elasticity and overall skin texture. And it supports collagen production, slowing the signs of aging and promoting a youthful glow. Like the way I put that, makes it more tempting to want to sit in the salt cave, right? I need to sit in the salt cave. So the last thing I love to talk about is how those negative ions can really stabilize the body. They are naturally stress reducing. It helps neutralize the stress inducing free radicals, positive free radicals floating around the body, which gives you a promotion of calm sense of being, clear mental capacity. It encourages you to do some deep breathing, which activates the parasympathetic nervous system and promotes relaxation. It enhances sleep quality and mood, making it a powerful therapy for stress-related conditions and anxiety. Sitting in the salt chamber, salt cave, can be so beneficial for how your body can downregulate and heal. And those negative ions have such a powerful effect, not only on the toxins in our body, but the stress within our body, the emotional stress within our body. So it's such a gentle but effective way to detoxify, to support your lungs, to support your skin, to support your mental clarity, your skin health, reducing inflammation, enhancing oxygenation, clearing toxins, restoring balance. It's just such a cool and easy way to spend time, and you can bring your kids in there, spend time with your kids. It's just so intentional. So best practices, use 2 to 3 times per week. It's easy peasy, nothing crazy. But again, stay hydrated for optimum detoxification. And then the last one, kind of cruising, I'll be a little late, but we should be right on time. A favorite, a fan, absolute favorite at EE is the Ionic Foot Bath, not Path, bath. So heads up there. Cellular, the Ionic Foot Bath is a powerful detoxification therapy that uses ionized water to draw out toxins, heavy metals, and environmental pollutants through the soles of the feet. It's gentle but highly effective. It supports also lymphatic drainage, cellular energy, pH balance, and it's just a powerful tool for whole body detox, recovery, and longevity. So a lot of people are like, okay, what's different than like a saturated, salt soak? And you could do Epsom salt. You could totally do Epsom salt. But the ionic plates that we place into, if you can kind of see in the background here, in Leah's Ionic foot bath, there are the plates that are resting at the front of the foot bath, and they're connected to a device that lets us put a frequency charge into those plates, and it can be directed at certain types of stressors. So you can be really intentional with what you're trying to pull out of the body with these Ionic foot baths. And I think that that is so cool and so intentional in a smarter way to detox than just Epsom salt alone. A really saturated Epsom salt foot soak, like a cup of salt and a bin of water, it will pull out toxins, just like we talked about all the benefits of salt therapy. But when you can add some of those ionic frequencies to it, it makes it even more potent. And that's the really big difference. So let's break that down. So biggest reason why a lot of people want to use the foot bath, and a lot of the self-done studies that the company we purchased our foot bath from has looked into, is heavy metals and heavy metal removal. So just like with the sauna, you're removing it without needing to do a full body sweat. The ionic charge in the water attracts positively charged toxins. Again, remember, negative, you want to use the negative to get the positively charged or more volatile toxins out. Heavy metals, plastics, pesticides, stressors, immune challenges, pulling them from the cells into the lymphatic system for elimination. It helps remove stored toxins in the fat cells by reducing toxic burden and inflammation at the cellular level. So you might be like, no, I'm not dipping like the fat part of my body in there. So how is it doing this? When you can improve the terrain, you can improve the body's ability to feel safe enough to detox from other places. So this is removing toxins from the lymph and from the blood, allowing your body to feel safe enough to continue the detox process on other levels with other organs. And then it enhances the liver and kidney support, the lymphatic system's natural detox pathways, making it a powerful support tool for chronic illness and immune infections, especially those stealthy immune infections. So mitochondrial support is huge, so helpful with the foot bath and energy rebalancing. So it restores optimum cellular voltage, allowing for better energy production. Again, when you're removing too much positive, it allows the balance or the homeostasis of the positive wanting to find a negative. This is really, I'm trying to make it as least chemistry riddled as possible. But if you've ever taken a chemistry class, your body is in a constant state to find balance. It's always constantly wanting to find a positive and a negative to pair and to neutralize, okay? When you compare a positive and negative, like a positive and negative magnet, it neutralizes. This is how our body works on the cellular level. And so the toxins that of the world that we live in bring more positive into the body than negative charges that we have to balance it. For every one toxin, you need at least 3 minerals to support it, and we don't have that from our food alone. So by utilizing these different elements to help reduce the positive in our body, to reduce the positive stress in our body, which seems like a little bit of a juxtaposition, but you're allowing the body to become more neutral, which allows for better homeostasis. Does that make sense? So by reducing this oxidative stress or positive stress in the body, you can slow aging, prevent disease, and optimize cellular function. Many users reported feeling lighter, more energized, and mentally clear after a session due to the electromagnetic balancing effect. When you can remove some of those stressors, your body can just function more optimally. And why is that? Because by utilizing the Ionic foot bath, it's stabilizing your pH balance and it's decreasing your inflammation. So by removing so many of the positive toxins, you're alkalizing the body. You're counteracting the acidity that is caused by stressors, diet, stress in general, and environmental toxins. Reducing this acidity lowers inflammation, which is, again, the root of most chronic diseases, including autoimmune conditions and metabolic disorders. It also supports gut health and the gut microbiome by creating an environment that beneficial bacteria can thrive. If you can remove more of the stressors that shouldn't be there, if you can remove some of the metals that these bacteria feed off of, you're creating a healthier microbiome throughout the entire body. And that transpires to your gut as well. It also really helps with lymphatic drainage and circulatory support. It enhances blood flow and lymphatic movement, allowing toxins to exit the tissue more effectively. It reduces swelling and water retention, sluggish circulation, and this supports whole body detox and recovery. It also encourages faster healing and tissue repair by optimizing nutrient and oxygen delivery, just from this decreasing that blood stress alone, which is so cool. And it's just a nervous system reset and emotional detox too. So the ionic shift helps the body enter that parasympathetic rest and digest, rest and repair state, reducing stress and promoting relaxation. It promotes deep sleep, mental clarity, and mood regulation by helping the body discharge accumulated toxins and electromagnetic stress. And this just helps you be able to get into that healing and rest and digest mode more, which can lead to a more intentional way to support emotions and stored trauma within the body. The balance within the body of the positive and negative ions do so much for your mental health and ability to handle stress. So it's important to note that when you can emotionally regulate and physically regulate and vice versa, it creates this beautiful cyclic pattern within your body that allows for such an intentional way to heal. And that's how we are at EE. Healing has to be whole, body, mind, soul, and it's such a gift. So it's a deep cleansing, energy stabilizing therapy that removes toxins, rebalances pH, reduces inflammation, and supports that mitochondrial function by doing all of those things. By working at the cellular level, it allows the body to rest, heal, and operate at its best potential. The best practice for this is to use 1 to 3 times per week, just depending on what you feel like your toxic load is, and to hydrate well before and after, paired especially with a PEMF or the FlowPresso, you can really enhance drainage as well as recovery as well. Oh, okay. I didn't do too bad. Thank you so much for joining. Obviously, this was a little bit more of a deep dive into holistic therapies that we provide at Eating Elevated, but I hope that you see there's a box elderberg here. I hope that you see the intentionality and the intention in general behind each element that we've added and the way that they work. While they all work in a similar way, they all do it in a different way that can promote deeper, intentional, and very synergistic healing, which is such a gift, from the active pulling bad out and detox effects of the sauna and ionic foot bath to the cellular stability of the PEMF, the red light, the FlowPresso, that Vi plate as well. It just really is a synergistic approach to help reoxygenate the body, improve circulation, remove what shouldn't be there, and restore what should, restoring balance and optimizing function to elevate your well-being, which is such a gift. Your body was designed to heal and to thrive if the right conditions are around. And I truly believe therapeutics help create the right conditions, and they actively support your cells, strengthen your foundation, and just help you step into a greater sense of energy, clarity, resilience, and being able to combat the things that come at us in the world that we live in. So just take action, listen to your body, use these tools, enhance the way that you're living to create the vibrant life that you want, because these therapeutics really, really, really allow for that. So here's to health, here's to therapeutics and hydration. If you missed that, I think I said it on everyone. I'm like, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. So before we hop off tonight, does anyone have any questions about therapeutics? If so, just plop them in the Q&A. If not, you guys, thank you so much for coming. I am obsessed with our therapeutics at EE. I think they're such a gift. I have a lot of them at my house because I've noticed just with our own health and our health journey, it really makes such a massive difference for the body's ability to heal. Okay, great. Well, thank you guys so much for hopping on. Our next webinar will be, let me pull it up so I can tell you, April. Nope, we're not in April yet. I was just getting the April ones to our social media lady. April 24th. And we're going to be talking about enhancing kids' health. But for those of you that didn't know, Kiddos Therapeutics are 20% off this month. So get your kids in for Gentle Therapeutics, get your athletes in to test it out. Such a great way to begin to see how these therapeutics can really, really benefit you, as well as kids follow-ups are 20% off as well. So big blessings to everyone. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much for joining, and get some good sleep. Big blessings.